Hey everyone, Rook here. I wanted to share with you the latest project, a really awesome project that my studio just finished up. It is the rebranding and redesign of the novel Nemecene by Karen Lefauve. Karen approached me to take her awesome novel and make it even more awesome. And so when we were redesigning it and reimagining it, we started with a really cool image. And really to have impact on a cover, which you got to really grab them because when they're sitting there on the shelves walking by, it's got to jump out at you. We always do intense imagery. And so I started with this illustration. And so this is what it looks like. Let me know what you think. I hope you enjoy it. But before that, story time. Nemecene. Movie voice. In a toxic future flooded by dead oceans and poisonous gases, twin siblings Keeto and Elize become the target of an otherworldly predator in their quest to save Elize from their mother's fate. Intrigued? So here's the original cover for Nemecene. The first thing we started out with is a branding strategy session. And we really want to dig into the audience's psychology and sociology. Really, we also understood what the intellectual property was. And we dig into that. But then we have virtually a conversation with the audience and say, how do you like the intellectual property? How do you want to buy this? What do you want that experience to really be told to them? And so once we understand that, that's when we start to go to work and we say, this is what you need, this is what your messaging needs to be, this is your position, this is the attitude and the feel, and of course it needs to reflect and be true to the IP, but it also has to be done in a way that's going to bring the audience in and resonate with them. And so when we examine really where they need to be in the marketplace and their positioning, we then understood where to go with it. So this is where we started. And then the first thing we do as a tactic is we look at the brand and we develop the new brand. So as you can see here, this is on the cover. It's the old brand with the whole cover, but the Nemecene part. And this is what we came up with. There you go. Big difference, right? So what Kaz is building is truly she's building a franchise, and an epic franchise. And the Nemecene is the main title, kind of like Star Wars, right? And what our job was to represent not only where she is today, but also where she's going. So, a lot of people have these ambitions to build these big franchises. And what I say is if you're going to be that, you got to look the part. And if you're going to be that billion-dollar franchise, you got to look like a billion-dollar franchise. And the audience will receive it that way. So this is what we came up with for her. We also like to not only just represent it in custom fonts and give it great atmosphere so that it looks the part, we also like to layer in nuances because the brand really is just a representation of the experience itself and of the story. And so at first glance, you kind of get a sense of what's going on. But then once you read the story and then you look at the brand, you actually see different things and start to recognize different things, which makes it a deeper relationship and thus being the trigger point that it needs to be. One of the examples is right here in the middle is this jewel, which if you read the story, it's going to mean something very, very special. So that's one of the things that we brought in here. We also, because this really does deal with water as a storyline and as it's a major part of it. So you kind of, obviously you have that and it's a little bit of an edge to it because it's more of a darker, edgy story. So that is the Nemecene new brand. So here's the original cover design for Nemecene. And the second thing we do is we address the artwork, the actual illustration itself. And this, as a concept, works very, very well. The mood that we were shooting for, prescribed by our research and also in balance with the storyline, was dark, intense, a little bit of intrigue, a little bit of confrontation and seductiveness. And so that's kind of here. But what we wanted to do is really punch that and bring it to life. We wanted to bring this concept really to life. And so with that, What I love bringing to my illustrations is movement. While it sits there on the shelf, I wanted to give it action and movement so that it's alive. It feels like it's alive. And so I use a lot of special effects for that, but I wanted to capture the energy, and I wanted to, obviously, what I said earlier, the mood, dark, alluring, confrontational, is very, very important. And this is, again, an epic story. And so it's got to look and feel epic. And your cover has to draw you in. So we got the eyes very, very intense. The hair is flowing. The character's in a hurricane, kind of a feeling, again, confrontation. And our hair kind of symbolizes water. And of course, we have the water here. The earth has been polluted and destroyed. It's one of the main pieces of the story. And so we wanted to bring that out in a little bit different from the original cover. We wanted to bring the setting where this takes place and really what's going on beyond just the character itself. And so that's it.